Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Ireland Live for Thursday, the 5th of June, 2025. My name is Paul Simons. I'll be joined by Orla now in the next few minutes, but Jesus Christ, I'm sure we've all seen the nursing home scandal thing from last night that was on RTE. It was horrendous. I watched bits of it. I couldn't watch the whole lot of it. It was just horrendous, and everyone is on to me today about it. Then we have Portlaoise nursing home as well. It's under investigation as well. Restrictions imposed by HICWA. We have a lot to talk about. We have a few videos from City West, and the guys from City West had a drive through the other night and stopped everything, stopped the whole of City West. It was brilliant to watch. That's exactly what needs to be done in the country. We'll also talk about Islamic finance. They don't pay interest on the loans, lads. That's why they get what they get. So yeah, that's exactly. Let's go through the comments there. Hello there. Hi guys. Hi Jaden, Chris, yup. Mr. Fitz, yup. How are you? I have a new studio here, as you can see. Well, just not the background I have, okay, but I have 3 monitors now. I have the lights of all the stuff, like, you know what I mean? So yeah. There's Orla Donahue. We need to get you all of this stuff as well, just what I've just been saying. You know what I mean? We need to have you on the laptop with your background and your whole lot. You know what I mean?
You look like you're in space. Are you on like an alien spaceship or something like that? That's what it looks like.
Do you like me halo? I just copped it. Look, do you like me halo? Yeah. Yeah. I know. It's good. But no,
if Michael comes in and says that you're like, an angel from heaven, I'm leaving the show.
I know, yeah. If you're in now in a minute, watch. You're in now in a minute. Hi, Paul. How are you all? Patriots. How are you?
I know.
Hi, Paul. Is that a halo, Paul? Yeah.
Don't encourage him, please.
Oh yeah. How are you? All right. Michael, yeah. Good evening, all. Good evening. Stuff.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, all. Paul. Hope
Hi,
to see
Ronan.
you all Saturday. Well, indeed, Ronan. Yeah. Evening all. Yeah. But yeah.
Hi, Sean.
Just me halo. I'm telling you, man. You can contact us as well on 089 203 1521. You can also get us going out on X at FitzyDub, at Anthony L. Casey, at Ruggermorph27, Facebook, Paul Simons, Freedom Network, and www.irishchannel.com/live. Thank you very much. That was a bit of a mouthful. But how are you, Orla? How's things with you?
Grand.
Did you watch that thing last night, the nursing home thing?
I watched bits of it.
Oh, it was horrendous to watch, wasn't it? I was in and out watching it there. My dad was watching it. Jesus Christ, you want to hear me dad moaning and groaning and giving out. And like, this has been going on years. This is not a new thing. You know what I mean?
You don't realise how hard it is to get a decent nursing home. I was very lucky with my mother that she was always well looked after. But there is some horrendous ones out there. Absolutely horrendous.
Jesus. It's crazy. Like, I was looking at that place has something like 27 of them around the country. So let me see. I thought I had it there a minute ago.
I sent on a short clip earlier on.
I have. I downloaded the bit from the start. 2 minutes long. I think it sums up everything. You know what I mean? It really does. I'll be honest with you. I couldn't get the. You can't get it anywhere. You know what I mean? You can't get it anywhere. You can't get the full RTE Investigates thing, the hour-long thing. You have to go onto the Irish thing and do it. I'm sure someone will screen grab it. We get it screen grabbed. Good evening, Paul. Hello, Orla. Good evening, Paul, and my fellow Cavan person, Jonathan.
Oh, hi, Jonathan.
Angelic, look, you are, Paul. You just need the wings. Get in there.
Come on, please don't start. Don't encourage him.
Yup, guys. Program. Well done to you all. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Johnny.
Hello, St. Paul. Look, hello, St. Paul. Love the halo.
Guys, there's only one place that fella's going, and it's down below.
I watched it. instantly thought, yeah, it's horrible, like horrible it was. Paul, I got an epic video for our friend calling out Micheál Martin. We'll send it to you in a bit. Cool.
Good man, Hayden.
From Garvin. So did RTE, something worth viewing last night. Listen, lads, you're seeing that? That's the tip of the iceberg. I'm telling you now, that's the tip of the iceberg. If they're showing it to you, there's something big coming. I'm telling you now. That's just my opinion on this. Like, you know, I mean, usually that's what happens here. But let me just see. Can I see all the homes there? What they have? Look at Jesus.
And then I wrote in. There was a small bit of writing attached to it, actually, from the Irish Watchdog over on X. He has some great stuff up, so he just pointed out a few things which was really good as well. Lost to see, yeah.
Why do you think RTE came out with that program now? It's suspect. Yes, it is.
It's probably far more coming. We just don't know half of it.
Yeah, it's in court in France. He's right there. I was looking into it earlier. But yeah, they do the same all over Europe. They have them all over Europe. They were called, they had another name before that. Hold on, they're called Emesis now. Sorry, I think they were called Opera or Feria, like that. Yeah, I thought it was Opera. But they have court cases all over France and Europe. So listen, let me just hold this here. I'm just going to share this here. I want to just let people know where these places are because, like, Jesus Christ, lads, you know, you can see it there. Look, Tully, East Kildare, County Kildare. Look, there's one in the Auckland Nursing Home, Westbury, Corbally, County Clare. There's one in Lisfannon, Fahan, County Donegal, Belmont House and Galloping Green, Stillorgan. Then you have Benhaven House, Glasnevin Road, Benhaven Lodge, Benhaven Road, Glasnevin. Look at them. There's loads of them. Benhaven Road, Bencrow, Coat, Wicklow, Letterkenny Road, Convoy, County Donegal. I'm just going to read out all of these. Letterkenny Road, Convoy, County Donegal. There's two of them there. Look, on the same road. Hazel Hill, Ballyhonus, Carricker, Northwood. That's just beside us here. Earlsbrook House, 31 Mead Road, Bray, County Wicklow, the Crescent in Portlaoise, in Kilminchie, Ratcoffey Road, Minute Lodge, Ratcoffey Road. These are all run by these. Mill Lane Manor, Stallins Road, Nace. These must have been all taken over by these years ago. Newport, Clane Road, Port Ireland, I think, Port Glorian, County Kildare, Kilbrew, Dements, Ashbourne. Look at that, Tonaghy, the residence carton. Oh, okay, Tonaghy Road, Raheny, Dublin 5. That's just up the road here. And do you know where that is? That's where Smurfits used to be. In there, they built apartments, so they must have put one of these care homes in there as well. Then you have another one in Cavan. That's Listarn, Coolball Commons, Fortintown City. Yeah. Lochboy, Kilkenny, Straffan Road, Minute. Jeez, there's an awful lot of them out there. The Maltings, Marlborough, Portlaoise, Limerick Avenue, Lime Tree Avenue, Portmarnock. That's only around the corner as well. And the Residence Santry, Northwood Park. That's two in Northwood Park. So they have 27 altogether around the country.
Jesus.
And I'm just going to change that to map view so we can see exactly where they are.
Now, Listarn in Cavan.
Yeah.
Unless that's not the townland, Listarn would be at the hospital. Because there's a Listarn unit attached onto to the hospital in Cavan.
Yeah. Good evening, fellow mongrels.
Oh, yes, we're all mongrels now. No purebreds.
Yeah, or get your laptop out there and check out halal mortgages and financial services, i.e. mortgages for Muslims only, racist.
Oh, yeah, we know. And the same with the businesses. 60,000 to get over 3 years for opening up a business. Hey, Mags.
Yeah. 300 there, mate. Well done, everyone. We're not going out on something. There. We're missing something there. Hi, Paul and all that. Doesn't matter. People.
Hey, Sarah, how are you?
Yeah.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Jackie. Brehon in court. Dr. Brehon in court on Wednesday for calling out treatment in the homes. Yes, I know. Yeah, he gave out fuck about it.
Hey, John.
I was watching him. I only seen some of his videos the other day. Maybe RTE are trying to get their audience back after lying to us for years. Well, I'm going to be honest. There was a lot of people I know, normies, who watched that last night and were horrified. Couldn't believe that this was going on.
Well, I mean, if we can't look after our elderly, it's the same as looking after the disabled and the children. What sort of a country are we? We're an utter disgrace. Like, to treat an elderly person like that is utterly disgusting.
But you have to look at it too. Like, our elderly are the ones who have us here. Let's be honest about it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They shouldn't have to. This lark of putting your house and giving the government your house or whoever it is your house, and they look after you until you die. And that's bullshit. Bullshit. The Irish pensioners should get all that free. I don't give a shit. They built this country.
Well, my mother had to pay. My mother had to pay 2/3 of her pension to the nursing home.
So 1,400 quid a week or something, isn't it? Around that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she would have been on the fair deal, right? But when she got her pension, which wouldn't be a huge amount, they took 2/3 of it.
Who owns what? Who owns this place here? A crowd called Opera, they were called, but they're Emois now, they're called. They're a French crowd. That's who owns it. But I didn't get a chance. I tried to look into a bit of stuff earlier, but you have to go in through.
Which we don't know, Tom, because do you not remember we would have featured articles in relation to people coming over to this country with fake papers. So they're coming over with with no proper qualifications. They can barely speak English, do you know? Yeah. And they've been shoved into the nursing homes.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. And it's one village in particular in Nigeria that does this. You know, come on. There's a guy there has a printer and he just prints them off and hands them to them. You know, come on, we all know.
Do you remember the government? Do you remember we came across a document as well where the government were giving out 4,000 or 5,000? No, it wasn't a document. Sorry, I tell a lie. There was a woman up on a video. Remember she was saying that if anyone wanted to come in, they can get 4,000 to 5,000 for coming in to work here in Ireland. Yes. Remember that? Yes. That was only there a while ago. Yes.
Care homes is a very disingenuous description. Yes, it is. I'm telling you now, because you have to look at it. People died in care homes. Like they let our old people die in care homes on their own during COVID. They put sick people into care homes with our old sick people during COVID. Mm-hmm. They killed an awful lot of our old people in them homes during COVID. That's it. End of story. They did. Yeah. There's no ifs or buts or anything about it now. We know what they did. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Like, it's Jesus Christ. People need to wake up and smell the coffee here. Like, you know what I mean? They all took a vaccine as well that they didn't know anything about. You know what I mean? Nobody knows anything about it. I was watching a video there earlier. I'm going to play it in a few minutes of a guy, the Common Sense Party. I think his name is Kelly. Jesus Christ, he talks an awful lot of sense. It's about 10 minutes long, but Jesus Christ, he talks an awful lot of sense. A lot of people will wake up listening to it. But again, only has 300 followers. Like, you know what I mean? Which again, the algorithm is blocking him from getting the word out. You know what I mean? That's what they do. They, you know, just as well we have this, you know what I mean? Because we'd be snookered only for this, you know what I mean?
I know.
Even in hospital, old people are vulnerable. When my dad was very ill in the hospital, we never went visiting times, always different times. Yeah. Patrick McGill. Why did Athlone suddenly decide to expose migrant workers who couldn't give a damn about our most vulnerable? You're right, Paul. Something big is coming. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm never far wrong about this. I'm telling you now. Something is coming. Cavan, Georgia County.
No, it's Cavan. Cavan, like what the cattle do.
Cavan. I know. You can judge a country by the way that she treats her elderly. Well, our elderly are treated like shit. Yeah, treated like shit. And I said this at the start of COVID. Who would be the first to go if you were to get rid of people? The people who aren't contributing anymore. The useless eaters. The ones who
the majority of them contributed all their lives.
Exactly, but that's not the way the government looks at this. The government looks at this, and all these governments around the world look at this as these people are getting 250 quid a week off the state. They don't need to be here. We'll save all that money. The pension fund is gone. For fucking, come on. Like, the dogs on the street know there's no pension fund there. You know what I mean? And then Ukraine is getting 380 billion. And this, come on, lads. This is just money being printed for, like,
I know.
When this crash comes, it's going to boom. It's going to hit you like a train. I'm telling you now. Money, shocking for elderly people. Yeah, it is 1,400 quid a week. A month, is it? No, it's a week, isn't it? That they pay, is it? No, it's a month, is it?
No. I'm just trying to think.
Can't
No,
wait
it's a
for
month, I
Cork
think.
Saturday. Yeah,
No, it's a
neither
month.
can
It's a
I,
month.
Polly. Yeah. I always find that it's the fat black woman who are the most cruelest. Listen, look at your man who could have actually raped 300 women, like with dementia. This guy,
From Nigeria,
we
yeah.
only spoke about this a few weeks ago on the show. Like,
Mm-hmm.
come on. Like, and we don't know who these people are. Like, this man came into the country. He was to be deported again. He was told to go and self-deport. He didn't. He appealed it. And now he's a care worker where he could have attacked 300 odd women. What sort of blatant country are we living in here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Jesus Christ. Hello, Paul Noel.
Hey, Carl.
Hello, Paul Noel. How are you, Chris?
Hey, Paul.
Yeah, all good. Just about to go to bed. You have a heavy day tomorrow, Paul. Have you exposing this shit? Fair play to you, mate. You're doing great work. 100%. Yeah. I didn't watch it because it's RTE. But listen, I'm going to be honest. It was great what they done, but there's something's coming. Something's coming. I'm telling you now. Can't get off work on Saturday. Here's hoping it's a year's turnout. Change is coming. Yeah. Facts, Fitzy. The elderly have worked all their lives and deserve to live the rest of their lives in peace. Exactly. With no worries, no anything. You know what I mean? The state should be looking after those people. End of story. Having to sell their bleeding houses in order to go into a care home and thanks, Paul. Yeah. Correct. Or Donahue. They take the pensions off the old folk. Yeah, they do, yeah.
Yeah, 2/3 went to my mother. And my mother had to also sign over the land and the house to my brother. Yeah. Because if you have anything belonging to you, they will take it.
Yeah. Now, care homes and elderly are in danger the last 5 years showed us. Yeah, it's true. I witnessed vulnerable today in care and newcomers being ignored in small cafe while they were on their phones all the time. Listen, dying ain't much of a living. Yeah, I know. Adele Gillick, Midazolam. Yeah,
you're
that's
right.
the magic word, isn't it? Midazolam. Midazolam. That's what it's like. It just goes over people's heads now. They don't even know what Midazolam is. Midazolam is what they pumped into people to kill them. They put them on a 5-day course of it and boom. And once it's mixed with what you call it, the morphine, boom, you're gone. End of story. That's it. There's no coming back from it. So that's what they did with old people in our nursing homes. That's exactly what they did. They did it in the UK as well. A guy caught them out on it.
Over in America,
Remdesivir in America, yeah. But there was a guy in England exposed it. His father was killed and he was dead 2 weeks later. You know what I mean?
Dr. Brian. You remember Dr. Brian Ardis? He was the same. His father-in-law. Yeah.
Yeah. My father-in-law died in a uncare home during COVID. We never got to say goodbye. Yeah. Listen, a lot of people did. You know. Don't forget the black African mass rapist Roman nursing homes in Donegal. Yeah, exactly. You want the elderly parents in Connolly Hospital branch to keep a good eye on them. Their attitude and treatment in that hospital towards the elderly is shocking. Listen, I was told a few stories about Beaumont as well by someone that was up there recently, a few months ago, and like said they treat people like shit. They're not all of them, but a lot of them, and they're all coloured. They're all black, and they treat people like shit. I'm not doing this. That's not my job to do this, and let him pick himself up. You know, he's not a cripple. You know, the man only had one leg. You know what I mean? Come on, like,
yeah, I know.
I'll be letting them do this, like, and all they want to be is on their phones. And the number one thing for people getting sacked out of their jobs is because they're on their phone too much. Isn't that crazy? You know, Mike Watson, Adele Gillis, they still say it mixed with morphine. Yes, yeah, that's what they do, and that's it. You're gone. Jeez, there's loads of these coming in here now. I'm gonna just play this video right while I'm going through some comments there. We just play the RTE investigates thing here. It's only a minute and
and then will you put up the comments I have underneath as well, because that's actually quite good. That the Irish watchdog.
Yeah, okay. Just bear with me there. Where are we? 206 now. There it is there.
Holding your trousers is a form of restraint. It has a purpose of directing that individual and is a mechanism of control.
Keep walking. I know. Why? Yeah.
That's unacceptable. You can clearly see that he's being, roughly handled, inappropriately handled, that he's not understanding what's going on and being slightly frightened by it as well, being grabbed by the back of his pants and pushed forward, pushed back into the chair. I think very inappropriate handling.
Jesus Christ, it's crazy, isn't it?
But they've just taken that man's dignity away with the way what they just did with him.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah. What's this you had to say? Elon just tweeted some mad shit about Trump, lol. He said the Epstein files didn't get out because Trump is on them. You're right, Paul. Something big is coming. I don't think Trump is on them, to be honest with you. I think if he had been, it'd have been out by now. But listen, hey, I bigger fish to fry here. I'm trying to fry fish in Ireland here. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to get this country back up on blading thing. I can't be in America, What's this here now? I found a part with the elderly gentleman. Yeah, no respect, no dignity, no compassion. Evil personified, yeah. Grabbing him by the back of the trousers, bastards.
And pushing him along.
Well, Gavin went and done a little video outside there today. So I'm just going to play Gavin's video.
Your folks, Councillor Gavin Pepper here today, and I'm down here at the Neville Manor, and I'm sure by now everybody has seen the RTE Prime Time Investigates. We're all traumatised by it. Now we see partly who stopped admissions. Have they stopped as well? What we saw last night is like a horror film in real life. The conditions that our elderly people are being left in are horrendous. A bed made out of pads, no facility, no stuff, no equipment, no towels. A woman being wiped, a resident being wiped. It's hard to even do this video. But you know what? Who's going to face accountability for it? Are we going to see theatrics in the Dáil now where they're all pretending they're roaring at each other, a fake show? At the end of the day, these private companies have destroyed this place. It's all about the money, money, money. Why are they getting the contracts? We all remember what happened to Jossie, with the vulnerable children in state care. But who's hiring these staff? Why are they on so low pay? And the fair deal scheme. You call it a fair deal scheme. People are losing their homes. Taxpayers are funding this. And the cost these places are charging. And that's how our elderly are being treated. This is sickening. And it has me heartbroken today. But at the end of the day, who will face accountability for it? We have nurses and doctors that are immigrating over to Australia, left, right and centre, and we have no plan in how to bring them home. We need to bring them home. How do you do it? It's simple. You build a block of apartments beside every hospital and you give the staff in a free accommodation. Nobody would complain about that as long as you work in the hospital for 5 years and a decent pay. But they're on crap pay in here. They're on low pay while they're charging a fortune, 1,000, 1,400 quid a week. Money, 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 money. Where's the money going? How are these companies allowed to do this? Where's the outrage? It's unbelievable. And who? And Hickwit. Why did you take so long to investigate this? Why? As I always say, it's when something happens. It's always after the disaster. Why isn't it done before it? Where's the proper inspections? Families are down here now traumatised with their loved ones. But you know what? There's people in here that have dementia. They're not able to tell anybody what's happening. They're meant to get 5-star looked after care. And we're in Ireland supposed to be a first world country. But who faces accountability? No one. Where's the Minister for Health? Nowhere to be seen. Probably hiding in his bed today. I heard that. It's shocking. It's just... Oh, I'm so angry and upset. But you know what? These are the people that you voted for. They're the ones in charge. You voted for these people. They don't care. So when you watch RTE tonight, you'll probably see something about foreign news again, rather than what's going on in their country. We need to start putting our priorities in place, start paying the workers proper wages, and start giving them the equipment they need. There should be no lack of equipment in a place that's charging that amount of money for care. But we've no excuse for this. You have answers, and you need to answer them. And we don't want to see big inquiries where there's no accountability, where more taxpayers' money gets spent to investigate it, and there's no accountability. People need to go to prison for what has had to happen. End of the story.
He's passionate this morning, I have to say. Fair play to him. He was very passionate this morning.
Yeah.
Makes me want to cry. I've sent him the link there to see does he want to come on. He might be busy, but if he's not, I'd say.
But again, like, where's the management? You know, where are they? The management are over it as well. Do you know?
Angela Lega, hi Paul and Orla. God, that was disgraceful last night. God help them. See, Tommy Robinson put it out too. May God forgive those carers. Yeah, it's...
They're not carers.
They're not care. They don't care. They're not carers.
They don't care.
Lads, we've said this before. We've spoke about this on the show before, on the Irish column as well. 85% of all claims against the HSE and hospitals in this country is for foreign workers, whether they be doctors, care workers, or anything. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? These people are coming in here. They haven't got the credentials. They have not got the credentials. I'm sorry. You can't... Listen. You can't send a brain surgeon into Beaumont unless he knows what he's bleeding doing. You know what I mean? Let's be honest about it. Call a spade here. These fellas are going in here and they're just walking around and you know, it's... No, I'm sorry. And then you have these fellas setting up bleeding different clinics and... No, it's just... You have a little plaque on the wall. Them plaques me bleeding self, you know what I mean? Come on. Fair play to you. Fair play to you till as I met you a year ago in Dublin, maybe Limerick or Waterford. Anywhere, God bless. We're all still here. Love from all East Cork. Yeah, fair play to you. John Malloy, what's John saying there? Our government spend millions on overseas aid, but can spend money on healthcare for the elderly. They can't, yeah. The same elderly that has brought this country from wars and prosperity. Get the establishment out before they kill us all. People, please, waking up. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm the same.
And then our own, you know, trained nurses and doctors leaving the country in their droves. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. No. Hold on now. I'm just going to move this over here. Speaking on this, I'm just going to, let me just see. Not getting any sound on that one. Not liking that. No. It was a Facebook thing, you know what I mean? But there's no sound on it. I don't know why there's no sound on it.
What is it?
I'm just going to share this now. Just give me the nod if you can, if you get sound on it. All right.
In depth and just mention the other ones.
You have sound on it.
Yeah.
I've heard it already. Okay. This is about 10 minutes long, but this guy spells out the whole lot for you. I'm going to go and get a cup of tea while this is playing. So.
"25 people in my common sense group. Hopefully there'll be more when they get a little bit more common sense. Want to discuss 3 topics today, 2 in depth, and just mention the other ones. Ireland, as everybody knows, is facing 3 serious threats to its survival culturally. And they would be, of course, migration, suicide, and what we will refer to as sudden deaths. Okay? Now, mentioned suicide the other day, and I will get back to it. So we'll leave that aside for the moment. I want to discuss the other two. And the first one I will discuss is the sudden deaths. We had a few days back a very unusual event. 2 young people, 24 years of age, dying while participating in a marathon, etc. Now, if it was only those 2 which passed away unbelievably on the same day or on the same weekend, that would be one thing. But we all know this is a much bigger issue than just 2 people. A day cannot go by now without we reading about some soccer player, some Gaelic footballer in County Galway under 20. It never ends. Australian twins playing Australian rules football. Who knows how many GAA players have passed away, male and female. It's just a crisis. But the people will just not accept that it's anything other than just something that always happened. And people are rushing onto Facebook to try to do 2 things. They are trying to deny that there's anything amiss, and they're trying to shut up everybody else talking about it. That is an example of people being demoralized and living in fear. As regards the people that are in fear, it's as simple as this. A huge amount of people have taken what turned out to be an untested, experimental, new technology, gene therapy injection, with no earthly idea what was actually in the substance, and even worse, what the effects of it would be, because nobody knows what the effects of anything is, because in a normal drug test, it takes about 10 years of testing to bring a drug to market, approved by the FDA, etc. That is why drugs are so very, very expensive, because it's such a difficult process to bring a product to market which is more or less safe. These things were rushed through. Also, of course, it's a brand new technology, incorporating nanotechnology. There probably isn't one person in 1,000 that understands anything about nanotechnology at all, but still they do it. So when those people are passing away, you will see on Facebook people, one, saying, oh, this was always the case. People always died. The most ridiculous thing I've seen on Facebook of all was a situation when somebody says, well, the first guy that ran the marathon back in ancient Greek, he died. Well, of course he died, because he wasn't a runner. To be no different from myself trying to run a marathon, and I'm in half decent shape. I would die in the first mile, not a mile, 26 miles later. So an athlete dying like that, it does happen. Well, people also get struck by lightning. It's about the same frequency. So people will deny that there's anything out of the ordinary. Then, of course, they will try to shut people up from questioning it all. And the favorite expression you see on Facebook is, please show respect for the family. Well, God bless the family. They have to suffer. But we are more concerned about society in general. When a person passes away suddenly, it is imperative that a full autopsy be done on that person to eliminate the possibility of foul play, poisoning, or some other disease or whatever, to ensure that justice would prevail, and even more importantly, to ensure that the rest of society will learn from that mistake and take actions to prevent it in any way they can. So for these people that are passing away, a full autopsy down to the most minute detail should be done. There is a fellow over there in England, he's a coroner, he's not a coroner, he's a undertaker, John Looney. He's on videos showing strands of material taken out from people's veins. That's just diabolical altogether. Could not be any rational explanation for them, but I guess that is what killed the people, and he's trying to get focus on that, but needless to say, everybody is turning a blind eye. So there is a massive effort to deny the reality of the possibility that people might be, in effect, living ticking time bombs. Anybody that subconsciously realizes that they could be in that category are living in dreadful fear. And that explains some of the posts on Facebook, and it is fear and the hope that it's not real that's keeping those people going. Now, a very similar situation is happening with migration. People are living in the hope that this is all going to turn out very nice and dandy. Well, it most certainly will not turn out nice and dandy. We've seen people up in Northern Ireland that were basically very, very almost identical in the bigger scheme of things to the people that was there when they came in and planted Northern Ireland in 1609 or whenever it was, the first plantation. The only difference were they were all Christians, but one was Catholic and the other was Protestant. Other than that, they were identical. But nonetheless, 400 years later, that little difference was still enough to see them killing one another without cause, other than the fact that they had a slight difference between them. Anybody that thinks that different cultures and different religions can coexist in Ireland is absolutely bonkers. That will not be the situation whatsoever. So they too will deny that reality, and they will try to shut people up. And when they have a runner from Africa, well, they will jump on the bandwagon and try to convince everybody that she is just as Irish as Peg Sayers, or anybody for that matter. And they will wrap the flag around them, and it's completely bonkers, of course. It's no different than if that African went to Greenland. They're not going to be an Eskimo. And the African person will never be an Irish person, and an Irish person will never be a Chinese person, and a Chinese person will never be a Japanese person, and a Japanese person will never be a Nigerian. And that is just common sense. Now we have, for people to accept this, there's an element of demoralization that has been put onto the Irish psyche for the last 40 years. They actually have been brainwashed into thinking they are inferior. You will see the most recent effort of that now is when Michael Martin the other day, he says, the Irish were only mongrels. That is to accept that they are lesser than a full race in of themselves. Well, I just got a book from the library there yesterday or the day before, whatever. You should get, it's just after coming out. It's 2025. It's a nice big book. You may not like reading nice big books, but you should read that book. You should read any book for that matter, because these guys don't read any books at all. They're just totally clueless. They just read the script that they are given. It's as simple as that. So he refers to the Irish as mongrels. And not Mongols. Mongols were a different group of people. He refers to them as mongrels. I suggest from now on that anybody coming into Ireland, settling to be Irish, African, or whatever, well, they obviously are mongrels as well. So from now on, people should perhaps call all these non-Irish people mongrels. If they want to be Irish, they can be Irish mongrels, and that sounds pretty good to me. So that is about the size of it. The Irish race are a distinct unit. They came here and replaced 5 other groups of people. They were called the Milesians, and they came here about 500 BC. They dominated till about 500 AD, and then Christianity comes in and it changed. But that 1,000 years is what fortified the Irish Gael into being the Irish Gael. Later, the Vikings came in. They were assimilated in. They were assimilated because they gave up their gods, Thor and all those Odin. Forget about those guys. You are now a Catholic or a Christian. Only Christians of those days. They spoke Irish. Nobody in Ireland is walking around speaking Norse in the year 1000 AD. They were later joined by the Normans. The Normans spoke French or Gaelic or Frankish or whatever language they spoke. It took them about 300 years to learn and adopt the Irish customs. And they then dressed, wore their hair followed the Irish customs, spoke Gaeilge, and they were more Irish than the Irish themselves, as the old saying goes. And they, over the course of 300 years, assimilated well as well. So we'll say Fitzgerald and Fitznorman, Fitzsimons, they're all Irish today. But it took some hundreds of years to do so. It didn't have to happen overnight. And as I mentioned earlier, the people that came into Ulster 400 years later, they still did not accept that they're Irish at all. Now, the people coming in today, well, they most certainly don't want to be Irish at all. They just want the Irish money. Go to a soccer match when Cameroon is playing Scotland or whatever, and you will see who they're cheering for. And that is just a little bit of a video that I wanted to make today, just to point out that Ireland is ruled by fear and complete and utter denial. They will not accept reality. And thank you very much for watching.
Well, he said a lot of home truths there, didn't he, Orla?
He did. I was just looking at some of the comments coming in, and somebody said, a dog in a barn will never be a horse.
That's true.
And I thought, yeah, there you go now. But it just shows the hatred that our government have for the Irish people. I mean, if people can't see that by now, then there's something seriously wrong. Do you know?
I agree. There was a couple of people in the comments as well saying...
Actually, will you play Morris's video, The Long Acre? Because he's very good. He's another one that's gets his point across.
Morris who?
It's The Long Acre. I've sent you over the video. And he's talking about it as well.
Mostly men. That's what this is called. I label all of this. Can I just give a shout out to my nephew there? He makes the most gorgeous Rice Krispie cakes. Happy days, Noah. Well done. Let's play this one here.
Now, prepare yourself to be triggered, or otherwise. How come? Somebody answer me this question. Up until 2020, you never seen a warning appear on the bottom of a video, on the bottom of a social media post. But ever since a few of us started questioning the narrative during the last 3 years, whether it was about injections, whether it was about decisions of government, or whether it's about in the current economic climate of what's occurring, you'll hear about slavery, you'll hear about digital currency. Other people are questioning all the illegal immigrants, the women fleeing war that are actually fully grown military age males arriving on busloads into Ireland. If you mention any of this, you get a warning on the bottom of your video. But there are fully grown men in their 50s who are on TikTok, Instagram, Switch, Facebook, and they are telling little kids that they identify as non-binary and they feel just like them. And there is no warning label on the bottom of those videos to warn those children that they may be looking at a predator, that they may be getting indoctrinated, influenced into damaging themselves permanently for life. Ask yourselves that question. And if you're one of the sheep who's not saying anything, it's time to wake up. Going on around the world at the moment as far-right extremists, it's actually mostly mothers and concerned parents. It's concerned citizens. But yet again, just like the lockdown protests, just like a lot of other type of protests that have occurred in Ireland and worldwide, it's mostly women, it's mostly mothers. The men are MIA. Lads, you don't have to go to the bank and ask for a withdrawal to get your nuts back, okay? You have them there. They should be dangling between your legs if you haven't succumbed to the likes of the left propaganda and got them snipped off. But seriously, where are you? I see all the men who go across my posts, go across my stories, flick through my stories day after day, never like nothing, never reshare nothing, never comment on anything. You're fucking cowards. You're going to stand by and watch what's left disintegrate into maybe you're okay with that. Maybe you're okay sitting there in your Iron Maiden t-shirt playing Halo or what you play online. I don't know. Maybe you're okay with that. Maybe you're okay, you know, that your best friend is a fleshlight. Maybe you're okay that the love of your life is some chick off Pornhub. I don't know. Is that really how you want to live your days? Yeah?
He's very good, Morris. Fair play to him.
He is good. He is good. I just wanted to... Berg put out a thing there. Yeah, your man put out. Do you remember what that A&2 dickhead put out? What's his name?
Who? Padder, Toveen.
Toveen. Remember that he was part of the movement, and yeah, he was in the background. Do you remember the shite he put out? I'm gonna just read Ferg's. I'm gonna actually present it here. Okay, because yeah. So you have three screens now, Orla. It's great. Like, it's deadly. I have three the exact same size screens. It's just, it's next level. Next level. Swear to God. So I'm just going to read what Ferg has here. Did you run an older person day when you trusted the science and all the other monsters making money off the medical genocide, democide of our people? This is the pattern. Did you provide transport to bring the older people from your constituency to get injected with untested poison, which has now resulted in 23,000 in excess mortality, including young boys and girls and babies in the womb? You don't speak about it or bring it up because you're complicit. You're no leader, Tobin, and the only thing you did was lead the elderly to get injected with poison. You never stood with any of the communities that were bet and pepper sprayed and had mass illegal immigration forced on them. You're a bandwagon jumper and a gravy-trained parasite and leech, just like the rest of the political scum and the dog. You're nothing to do with this grassroots movement, so don't comment on something that you've never contributed to. Stick to crystals and leprechauns. You will all be held to account. Ergo bra. Yeah. Well said, Ferg. Well done. And again, if we're doing this tomorrow, I'll be going in the morning if we're going to play a bit of diddly-oi and have a bit of crack and eat a few rasher sandwiches and make a bit of noise. Well, I'm all for that tomorrow. So, Ferg, if you're listening, buddy, I'm with you tomorrow. We'll be in there from 9. But,
oh, yeah, this is the thing on the... Where is it again?
Outside Crow Park.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It's an awful pity a farmer, you know, wasn't on a bit of a jaunt with a few pigs in the back and brought them into the pitch just for a wander around for a while. You know, I'm sure the pigs had enjoyed the bit of fresh air and the grass. And
well, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. You wouldn't even let pigs. You wouldn't even let pigs on the ground of that sacred ground in Crow Park. So I'm sorry, if you won't let pigs on, you shouldn't let anything onto it. End of story. You know what I mean? So
pigs won't do any harm to it, you know, but they might keep certain individuals out.
I know some pigs that will. But you look at it, for any concerts or anything like that, that all has to be all put down, wood and everything put down. These are just walking on the hollow turf. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. And that's sacred ground.
Jaden's had to send me in a video there. I just want to play, I think I have Micheál Martin's one from the other day from Ben. Yeah, I'm going to play this and we'll come back. Jesus, we're nearly an hour in, or we're 48 minutes in. We play this Micheál Martin one and come back, and then we play Jaden's one because it's it was Kevin ripping into Micheál Martin. So we play Micheál first.
Okay.
Taoiseach, the comments that you reportedly made recently about how the Irish were never a homogenous group has caused some consternation in some quarters on social media and in politics.
The Irish never were a homogenous group, and identity is never static.
So I'm wondering, how would you respond to people who say that those remarks were offensive or somehow denying that the Irish have a distinct identity?
Who's a consternation with?
I mean, Independent Ireland, for one, issued a statement saying that asking to clarify the remarks, and many other people on social media.
Ben, like Deputy Flynn issued a statement, I think, was it yesterday?
I don't know.
I think it was, yeah. He's referring to a statement I made in 2021. It's now 2025. I don't think there was much consternation about it in the last 4 years. So let's keep things in perspective. No, he referred to the Norman invasion. He may have unintentionally eliminated the Vikings from our history, but they did arrive some centuries earlier. And when I was in primary school, I was always taught that we made the Vikings more Irish than the Irish themselves. I don't want to be flippant about it, but I think we need to be careful of this language. And this is appealing to a base and to a sort of a sentiment that is not healthy. I stand over my statement because look, I don't want to give a long history sort of presentation here. Nation states are a very new concept in modern, in historic terms, by the way. So you go way back to centuries. I mean, the Irish went to Scotland, or a Irish tribe went to Scotland to have a look at a few things there and engage with tribes there. And there's been a lot of flow down through the ages. So there are distinct Irish traits, of course there are distinct Celtic characteristics and so on. But look at the exhibition in the museum at the moment. Saint Gallen, the manuscripts are back in Dublin after 1,000 years. I got a call, are you sure you got that wrong, when the president of Switzerland came, and I kind of said, we've been great friends for 1,000 years. Someone said, surely you meant 100 years. No, and the manuscripts are back. Look, there has been a flow through, that's the point that we're making, and the Irish have travelled all over the world, but people have come into Ireland as well. But we do tend to make people more Irish than the Irish themselves, and we do have distinct traits, of course we do, and distinct characteristics. And but we've always been influenced by incursions, invasions, people arriving on our shores. Trading routes, sea routes have affected the makeup of the modern Irish. I would have thought that was obvious. We shouldn't be making it a point of. I see you, Senan, I see you nodding approvingly there. I mean,
you have to hit the nail on the head as usual.
Like, he is, that man is just.
Did you watch him? Did you just watch him at the very, very beginning of it? The snigger on his face when Ben started talking.
But they're all the same. We all have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a gobshite. Yeah. Parasites.
There's not one bit of decency to these people. Do you know?
But you see what he did?
Political knowledge.
But he started off to answer Ben, and then it was like Joe Biden. It was like Joe Biden was after taking over. It was like he went around and around, and we went to Scotland.
But they don't, half the time they don't answer the questions. This is the thing. They do it in a roundabout way, or they move it on to something else. Reflection.
Yeah.
Or deflection.
Yeah.
He is a traitor. He is an absolute traitor. But you could just see the sniggering off him. Like, do you know what I mean?
Scumbag.
There's no sincerity to these people. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Everyone there, that prick with ears, as my mother used to say, a prick with ears.
Yeah.
When you're explaining, you're losing. Horrible. See you next Tuesday. Yeah. Statues on.
But again, what do I keep saying? What do I say over and over again? They take no responsibility for anything. They never apologize for anything. It's always everybody else's fault. Blame everybody else, and this is what gets voted in. What? Just because they have what? Political knowledge. I'm sorry, it's crap. We need decent people in the Dáil. We need people that can't be bought and aren't ruled for money, and that is when you're going to see change.
Show me the money. Show me the money. That's all they say. They don't give a shit. They're going off with the pushy numbers. That's
money and power. And even when they do apologize, they don't mean it. There's no sincerity there. There's no compassion. There's no empathy. As I said, they never take responsibility for anything. That just shows what sort of people they are.
When it was the Normans who became more Irish than the Irish themselves, not the Vikings. Well, I've a Norman name. I'm a Fitzsimon, so bastard son of Simon. That's what that means. So yeah, and your man actually mentioned my name in the video on the Facebook thing there he was talking about earlier, that the Fitzes. You know what I mean? Like. I'm whatever generation Irish, like, you know what I mean? And nobody can take that away from me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The only thing they worship is their pocket, and Gavin calls them out all the time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The scumbags they are.
So play Jaden's video. You said somebody's putting me hole in his place.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, this is this is Kevin. Hang on, I'm not getting sound on these. I don't know why I'm not getting sound on these, but you can hear them. Just give me the nod if you can hear this, right? Into our screen. Dun, dun.
I just felt compelled. I just watched the clip where Micheál Martin was being asked to defend his idea, or his statement, where he said that Irish were never homogenous group, and I tend to agree with that, but only insofar as that we're talking about a thing called Ireland. Right?
It's better, Paul.
Wrong, by the way. He said that the Vikings were more Irish than the Irish themselves. That was never said about the Vikings. That was said about the Anglo-Normans hundreds of years later in the 13th century. The families that came here and settled.
It's fed up. I don't know. He's going like a mile a minute.
Yeah, he is going a mile a minute here. Yeah, he is. Yeah, weird.
So I don't know. He wasn't like that earlier on. Did you listen to it earlier on?
I listened to a bit of it earlier on, but
and it was okay.
Seemed to be, yeah. It's not sped up or anything like that, so I don't know. That's weird.
Just try it again. Maybe it'll rectify it.
Well, I hope so. As I said, I can't hear it. Yeah, Jaden said he did. Yeah, no, send me on the other one there, mate. Send me on the other one. Stop sharing that. Yeah. Yeah, let's go through some of these. They see Ireland as an economy, not an indigenous unique race. Yes, well, a lot of people do see that, you know what I mean? The Dalfull Smeagol's, anti-Irish Talmudians governance. We are pro-Unsure usual. Yes, Agnes. Now, has he sent it to me?
So, like Harris, exactly. They're all the same.
Yes, they're all the same. All the same. Every one of them is just for themselves. That's what they do.
No,
they get in, they get a job. It's 150 grand
and then
a year.
They don't
Happy
care.
days. We'll get in again and do nothing.
But we didn't, as I said, Paul, we didn't vote for them. Like, I know in the elections, I voted only Nationalists.
That's us, Orla. But the people in Clontarf voted for them. The people in Fox Rock voted for them. The people in the snobby parts of Mayo voted for them. Achill Island, the whole lot. They all voted for them to keep these bastards in power because that's how money is made.
But every time they get voted back in again, they're getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, yeah. Someone was just talking about Garda there, to be honest with you. I'm just going to pull this up for a minute. This is this dirty animal. You'll see him now. There we go. That man should not be in this country.
No.
That man should not be in this country. That man swore allegiance to the Queen. That man should not be running the police force of this country. That man is MI5. End of story. I'm sorry. Gardaí recruiting in IPAS centres across Ireland. The Gardaí have been holding recruitment events in IPAS centres across Ireland with one TD describing the move as a serious error of judgment. According to FOI documents released to Gript, on Garda Síochána held several recruitment sessions under the heading Recruitment Outreach Minority Target Group at centres managed by International Protection Accommodation Service, the IPAS. Now, guys, who are they recruiting? They don't even know who these people are.
How long are they in the country? What do they know about our laws, our heritage, or anything like that? They're probably only off the boat.
Yeah,
you know.
Exactly. Somebody actually sent me in a yoke there. Hang on, let's see. Can I get it there? It was actually Nick Delahanty. I have it there. Where is it? I'll open it there anyway. This is from Nick Delahanty. This is now. I like what Nick does, so I will report.
So do I.
I have to say I do like what he does. I don't like that he hasn't nailed his flag to the mast with us, but hey, listen, he does good reporting. So this is from today. In February, several online accounts reported an attack on a woman in Athlone. The Gardaí sent out a statement denying they had received any reports. You remember this in February? We spoke about this in February. We ran with this in February.
Okay.
Yesterday, an asylum seeker was arrested and appeared in court accused of raping a woman in Athlone on the 17th of February. The man was arrested at Crooksling IPAS Centre at 7 a.m. yesterday morning. The operator of Crooksling IPAS, Igo Cafe, run by David Mooney, last year received 60 million from the state. Earlier this year, I received Freedom of Information documents from the department outlining violent incidents from a number of iPass centres, including Crooksling. I sent these to several journalists and media outlets, none of whom, bar Gript, reported on the story. If you complain about any of this, you will be labelled a far-right racist by tax-funded NGOs and their sponsored accounts on here. Mainstream media will never platform you, and almost no elected politician has the guts to stand with you. These are the facts. So there's that there. The Gardaí came out with this on the 20th of February. Gardaí, no report of female being assaulted on Athlone Road. Gardaí and Athlone say they have received no report or allegation regarding a female being assaulted or approached on the Ballymahan Road in Athlone over the weekend. Social media has been rife because it's the only place you're getting your information now, because it's suppressed by these.
Yeah, I know.
This is what happens. I remember 2 years ago, Orla, getting a phone call off a girl whose aunt was raped in Dungarvan by 4 immigrants. And they told that girl not to give interviews and then they tried to do the girl on something else so she wouldn't. I think the girl had a child as well. Listen, there's an awful lot of shit going on in the background there that people don't know about, you know what I mean? So, however, Gardaí have told the Westmeath Independent they are currently not aware of any such occurrence. There you go. There's the Independent from the 4th June 2025. Man 23 appears in court charged with rape of woman in Midlands town. The 23-year-old man, who cannot be named for legal reasons because he's bleeding.
It's foreign.
Identity of the alleged victim came before a sitting of Athlone District Court today. Judge Deirdre Gearty. The man, an asylum seeker who remained silent throughout the brief 5-minute hearing, was charged with the alleged rape of a woman in Ballymahan Road, Athlone, on a date unknown between February 16th and 17th. What do you mean it's unknown? It's like they know when it was. They know when she reported it.
Yeah, I know.
Detective Garda David Mead gave evidence of arrest, charge and caution. He told the court that he travelled to Dublin this morning, where he arrested the accused at his residing address shortly before 9 a.m. The court heard the man made no reply. Like, these people are allowed to roam freely around their country. We don't know who these people are. They're going into nursing homes and raping, bleeding women as well. Come on. Lads, get off your arses here. You need to get out and help us with this shit. Like, you know what I mean? We can't do this all on our own. Jesus. That is just horrendous, isn't it? The same fella, the same with the other fella.
Like, sure, this is going on all the time. Everything's denied. And then he can't be named. Oh, can he not? Right. But if that was an Irish man, his dog would be named.
There, Anton Galway just said the Gardaí said he had no involvement in Clonskeene Mosque incident. The video showed the Gardaí trying to quell us. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what.
But look at the black man on the plane, like beating the crap out of the guard as well. On the plane there a couple of days ago. Do you know? Who's he?
Time for talking is over.
And what happened when he got off the plane? Was he given a medical card in the house?
Probably. Listen, this is what's happening. You know what I mean? And did you see him? He got pepper sprayed after he bashed the copper. He got pepper sprayed. I'd have got pepper sprayed straight away. He just walked up to me and went, psh, psh, psh. People might say I deserve it, but no, you know.
You would have gotten more than that, Paul.
People should apply for the Garda. What?
You would have gotten more than that.
Listen. All young people should apply for the Garda, inundate them. This is what Catholics did up the north after years of Protestant rule. Yes, they all should. All the kids. Well done. Paul, I sent you the YouTube clip link. Okay, yeah. I'll have a look at it now in a minute. Garda are the enemy. Listen. We need Jesus. Yes, we do need Jesus. Go back to Jesus. They're using rape as an act of war. Yeah, I think so, Max. That's what flying it there. Simon Martin, that right. He gets millions from Azim. Yeah, never had a list of services being so bad. Yeah. Oh, remember the African that raped the elderly woman. The what?
I think that's As I Am. That comment.
Yeah, Mags Watson. Same thing all over Europe. All cops half investigate and victims told to say nothing. Yes. The Gardaí are all in. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, lads. It's looking that way, like, you know what I mean. And the way
Look, there's some
I'm gonna be
good
honest.
guards out there as well. Do you know,
But
so
you
these are
only
the
have
ones
to
that
look.
complained about Drew Harris, but half of them they've left. Do you know, because they can't put up with it, or they're out on sick leave because they're sick and tired of what's going on.
You only have to look at the way they treated likes of me, Philip Dwyer, Derek Bloy, any of the other lads who have spoke out, Paul Nolan, Tinker, any of the lads who are doing videos and putting out content and telling you the truth. Look at the way we have been treated by Gardaí. Now, I got away with another case yesterday. It's gone now. Everything is gone. I just have the appeal, and that's my slate clean. And I should have never been arrested. I did no wrong. But they drag you through the courts for 2 years, a year and a half, while you're running for elections, blackening your name. That's what they do. And then they drop the charges when all that's over. We're wide to them. You know what I mean? I'm wide to them. And anyway, the scumbags they are. I tell you, I just have no faith in it. I didn't have much faith in them, to be honest with you. But like now, no way. It's the new fast tracking for illegals order. Create havoc on a plane and get an escort from the tarmac to the iPass. Free legal aid. Yes, it is. And every one of them
the
are
mental
getting...
health. Yeah, you're right, Trish, yeah.
Yeah. And then every one of them are getting interpreters when they go to court. And the taxpayer is paying for it. The taxpayer pays for it. 3 out of every 4,
Taxpayer pays for everything,
75%.
Paul.
Yeah, well, but like 75% of cases in the courts are foreign nationals. Whether they be Chinese, Lithuanian, Russian, Ukrainian, Nigerian, whatever. They're not Irish. It's like as though the Irish lads are taking a rest, they're having a Kit Kat. You know what I mean? While these lads do this, you know what I mean?
And 60% in our prisons are all foreigners. Thanks, Daniel.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
And I know that for a fact because my friend is married to a prison guard.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Did he send that to me?
He did. Well, he said he sent it.
Okay, let me just. I have it here. So he sent it to me today. It's 5 minutes. Right, this is him just talking about Micheál Martin. Okay, so yeah, let's throw this up here. I'll just drop that down. Yeah. Now, I can't hear this again. Watch. I bet you I can't hear this, but you can hear it all.
I'll let you know.
Yeah. You let me know. I'm loving the 3 screens. I swear to God, I'm loving the 3 screens. It's dead.
Are you on 2 of them, Paul? Are you on 2 of them?
No, I'm on one of them. I'm on this one in front of me, and then I have one either side of me. I have it in stereo, like it's deadly. And you move the mouse, and listen, I tell you, I could get used to this. Go on, I play. Hold on, let me just go back out there for a minute because I want to make sure I put on the sound. Dun, 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 dun. I did put on the sound, yes.
I just felt compelled. I just watched the clip where Micheál Martin was being asked to defend his idea or his statement where he said that Irish were never a homogenous group. And I tend to agree with that, but only insofar as that we're talking about a thing called Ireland, right? We're talking about Irish people. He even said it in that interview, and he got it wrong, by the way. He said that the Vikings were more Irish than the Irish themselves. That was never said about the Vikings. That was said about the Anglo-Normans hundreds of years later in the 13th century, the families that came here and settled here and adopted. What did they adopt? They became more Irish than themselves because they were actually embodying to hear the Statutes of Kilkenny that was issued by an English king also in the 1300s. And this was describing the Irish people at the time. And it said something along the lines of that any English.
Don't know why the sound went off there, to be honest. Let me just go back here. Yeah. Have we got sound there now? I'm gonna just share it there again just to see does it come back on there. Give me the Billy there if it does. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know why that's happening there. Just let me know if you can hear that, Orla.
Okay.
That was never said about the Vikings. That was said about the Anglo-Normans hundreds of years later in the 13th century. The families that came here and settled here and adopted. What did they adopt? They became more Irish than themselves because they were actually embodying and captivating the essence of what it meant to be Irish. I remember the statutes of, not that I remember, but I recall the statutes of Kilkenny that was issued by an English king also in the 1300s. And this was describing the Irish people at the time. And it said something along the lines of that any Englishman, any Anglo-Norman lord that cuts their hair like the Irish, that rides the horses like the Irish, or goes to the Brehon law like the Irish, will be adjudged a traitor to this crown. And he's talking about his own English crown there, British crown. So I find it a bit strange to hear the Taoiseach, which means chieftain, right? The Taoiseach of this country is now going on to national media and saying that, the Irish were never a homogenous group. But in the second breath, he's saying that, didn't the Vikings become more Irish than the Irish themselves? Well, what does that mean, Micheál? What does that mean, Mr. Martin? They're becoming more what than the Irish themselves? See, there's a certain, okay, let me just take a breath here. Yes, we were tribes. We were a nation of tribes, and he's right that the nation state didn't exist until relatively recent times. But that's not what it means to be Irish. It's not about the state. It's about the land. It's about the people. And if you have an Irish surname, you are descended from a tribal kin group. And you probably have royal blood in you. Now, they don't want to admit that, because if the Irish people really knew who they were, if the Irish people really understood where they come from, and there's a reason why the Anglo-Normans and then later the British and earlier the Roman Church wanted to stamp out any conception of what it means to be a Gael. There's a reason why. Because the Irish people, for generations, for thousands of years, didn't take the authority from Rome and didn't take the authority from Britain, what later became Britain. And that was a threat to the established order. That was a threat to the papacy and the crown of England. Now, I put a video up on this channel several years ago called The Vatican, the Crown, and the Demise of the Brehon Law. And I would advise anybody to go and actually look at that video. Yeah. I'm a bit bulling here because I'm hearing the Taoiseach, which is the chieftain of this land, coming out and saying that the Irish were never a homogenous group. Well, hold on a second. we mightn't have been genetically homogenous because we've had many admixtures of Viking blood and of Anglo-Saxon blood as well. But we had a language and we had a single law system called Brehon law. And that was the thing that made us Irish. The fact that we all spoke the same language. And I don't think it really matters if the Irish were not a big homogenous group under one flag and under one state, because that's not in the nature of Irish people. It's not in the nature of Irish people to be under one flag and following one book, because Irish people by their very nature are sovereign. They're mentally sovereign. And that's why you have people like John Davies coming out and saying there is no nation of people under the sun that loves equal and indifferent justice better than the Irish. Nor will they rest better satisfied with the execution of that law, even if it's against themselves, so that they too can have the benefit and the protection of the law when upon just cause they do desire it. That's what united us. Our love of justice and our love of the law, that's what made us Irish.
Bring back in the sound there now.
Mm-hmm. Well, that worked okay there now.
Yeah, good. Well, I didn't hear a word he was saying. You heard exactly what he was saying. I didn't hear a word. We had the
he was talking about, as I said, Micheál and all that. But like, you know, he's just saying, I can't understand him. Well, we all understand him. He does not give, excuse my language, a rat's arse about the Irish people. In fact, they all hate us.
I thought you were going to say something.
They answer to their masters over in Europe, and that's all they care about.
Yes. Bureaucrats that weren't elected, that's running this country. That's the problem here.
And greed, power, and money, and that's it.
We had
the root of all evil.
Monk VR's comment about having one-day strikes needs to be discussed and agreed by nationalist groups. We need other actions other than protests. I fully agree with you, Anne. And there is stuff being spoke about behind the scenes, and there's a lot of people at work doing lots of things behind the scenes. So yeah, people might think the stuff not getting done, and you know, there is an awful lot.
I like Charlie's comment there. Have they made up mongrel privilege yet?
No, they won't either. Who's the gentleman in the video? That's Kevin.
Is that his name? Is it? He's friends with Ginger.
Yeah. He's friends with Jay. He's a nice guy. Yeah, he is. He's made. I said I'd get him on the show one of the nights. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Evening, Dinny and Sean Mack. Hello there. This video of that. Okay, who's this? This is the Vatican, the Crown, and the Mice. This is the video he said to watch, Paul. Let me just have a look there.
What video?
Did Kevin say to watch a video or something?
Is that not it?
No. Well, there's a one on Brehon laws, the Vatican, the Crown, and the demise of Brehon laws. That's the one he's talking about. But let me just put that. I'll copy that and I'll throw that in there so as people can
watch it.
Can watch it. Yeah, I'll just put that in there, and there it is. There it is. There, YouTube.com. I put it in the actual comments as well, just so as people can check it out themselves. There you go. It's in the comments there, lads, if you want to check it out. And there it is on the bottom, youtube.com/watch, blah, 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 blah. Pause and pause it later. So, yeah, let me just... I don't know what... Have I loads more videos there, haven't I?
Yeah, I've sent over a load of stuff as well.
Yeah, I know. But I'm looking in here to... I just want to go with Shin and Adina last night. Clonmel. I'm going to go with this video. Yeah, I'm going to do that now, Ferg. If you read out, I did, and I definitely Croker tomorrow, Ferg. Hang on there. I'm just going to play that there now. Fergs have been on to me. Would you read out that and remind people about Croker tomorrow morning? We need bodies out here, Paulo. Lads, if you can get to Crow Park, Jones's Road tomorrow, 9 o'clock, please do. Please, we need your help there tomorrow to show these animals that we're not taking this shit, like, you know what I mean? No, I'm sorry. So if you can get out there, I actually have, where is my boom? Let me just check. I actually had a video done for this, hadn't I? Yeah. No, I don't know whether that's. Let me just check. No, I don't want that. Shit. Right, hold on. Okay, that's gone now. Right. What was this one? Can you hear that?
Yeah. I can hear music.
I am down, and though my soul's so weary.
Can you hear that?
Yes.
This is where we need to be tomorrow, people. This is where we need to be.
Then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to...
You get the gist of it, but that's where we'll be tomorrow. That's Friday the 6th June, Crow Park, 9 a.m. Ban Halal in Era. Ireland is a Christian country. So please, if you can get there, people, be there. Paul Whelan, 100%. I love that song.
Paul.
I actually did too. I done Rescue by Laura Daigle, and I also done You Raise Me Up by Josh Groban. I like that one myself. You know what I mean? So I play either one of them. So yeah, I like that song.
Well, hopefully
How are you, Paul?
I'm heading to Cork tomorrow, so to be down.
Are you walking?
No, I'm driving, Paul. Jeez.
Okay. I'm just thinking you were going down the day before. I thought you were walking.
No, I'm going down to one of the girls. So
God, Del G, God, I've been waiting years for people like everyone on here. 6 years, and I see the future now is okay for our people. We are Ireland. I hope so. I really hope so, Del, because there is a lot of people waking up. We've a lot of people on our side, but there's still an awful lot of people still asleep.
There's still a lot of sleep, yeah.
I was only actually talking to someone this evening about that, and like she's really disheartened about, listen, I've been at this a long time. As I told her, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. You know what I mean? If we get 2 at a time, 4 at a time. Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. I had, like last year and this year, I was thinking of just packing her all in and saying, no. But you can't go back to being, you can't go back to where you were. You know what I mean? You can't unsee what you've seen.
No.
You can't. It just can't. It just doesn't happen. Like, found out who your friends were.
Somebody's asking how long you're there for tomorrow. Comment before that.
Someone's asking how long we're there for. I don't know. Listen, I don't know how long we're going to be there for. For the whole day, probably. If the music is good and the rasher sandwiches are flowing and the sausages are flowing, could be there all day. You know what I mean? I've nothing on tomorrow. I have to see the kids in the afternoon. They might be coming to the Bridewell to meet me. I don't know. You know what I mean? We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I think we should be there just to show a force.
Yeah.
And let these people know that, no, I don't want you here. We don't want you in here. You know what I mean? Good luck to you. And then you have the Muslim Brotherhood, terrorist organization ran by Dr. El Dodri. He'll be there tomorrow. He'll be the darling of RTE, but he won't be able to talk because we will drown them out. I'm telling you now. Yeah. So please, guys, get there in the morning and help us out. Paul, GTSY. What does GTSY mean? I'm not
Gutsy?
gutsy,
No?
is it?
No, I don't
How the
know.
hell am I going to get up there before 9 in the morning unless I fly over there in a jet? Listen, hey, I'm talking about people that are around me. I think there'll be enough of us. Can you share the poster, please, for Crow Park? Where do you want me to share it? I'll share it
Hey,
here.
Maura.
I can share it there, Maura. There you go. That's it there. Peaceful protest, Crow Park, Friday, 6th of June, 2025 at 9 a.m. Ban halal in Era. Ireland is a Christian country. Please, people, get out there tomorrow. I can't emphasize enough. We need people on the ground. I think we have a sound system. I'm sure we have. Ferg would have been on to me before that. If I'm just gonna, I'll text him in a minute. But yeah, that's where we need to be tomorrow. We need to be there. So is that shared enough for you there? I can put it up on the Twitter as well. We put it up on Twitter now in a while. So yeah, we'll do that in a few minutes. Okay.
Right.
There. Let me get out of there. Does he want to come on for a minute? No, that's YouTube. We don't want that shit. No. Invite. Just if he wants to come on for a minute just to talk about it, he's more than welcome. Yeah, if you want to come on for a minute and have a chat, Ferg, you're more than welcome. If you don't, you're also welcome to do that as well. So whatever you want to do, me. Where was the people 5 years ago when they did first ever? Exactly, yeah. We did give out about it, but there wasn't enough of us to do anything about it, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? But there's enough of us now to stop this. There is enough of us. We are many. You know what I mean? We really are. Thanks, Watson. Yeah. Are they my wings? Are they my wings, Max? Or their hands? Okay, cool. Yeah. Paul, yep, was over there back then. Yeah. Because we all know in the message in the video what makes Irish people is the language and the Brehon laws, not a piece of paper, not a state or constitution, but the Brehon laws and the Irish language. I have someone who love you, Jaden. Trees that love you. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you've got a calling now, Paul. Yes, I think I have. Yeah, that's me calling. Yeah. Don't be telling the enemy.
Do you want to start showing up some stuff?
What? I don't know what Melissa means. Don't be telling the enemy any info. They know we're coming. Will you stop, will you? Fuck's sake. You don't think our shit is being tracked and everything else? Stop, will you? They know exactly what's
going on. They're all been monitored.
There's going to be a bit of a problem. I'm coming from D4, 9 o'clock. It's hard to get over with traffic. The new routes in Pierce Street is outlandish. Fair play to you. There's no iPad centres over where you are, Rose, is there? Yeah. How many factory vets will there be there? Rose Curry. No, that's that one. Okay, cool. Barbecue Friday. Yeah, bacon, sausage, and baps. Yeah, can't wait. Let's hold on to faith, even if it's the size of mustard seed. Remember the little acorns, big oak tree. Yeah. He be drinking his tea. Yeah. Good to see. Catholic Church will be there too in Crow Park. Traitors. Yes, exactly. And they need to be called out as traitors as well.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. Great. Thanks, Paul. Yes, please do on Twitter. We'll share it. Yeah, I'll put it out on Twitter in a few minutes. Yeah. Okay, so sound is gone. It's no good now. I'm telling you.
Never know, Sarah. Pretend to be a nun instead.
Did I keep Michelle? Did I download Michelle Keane?
I sent over Michelle's.
No, you did. I thought I downloaded it. Obviously not. But I'm going to go with this. Hold on. I'm hearing someone talking there. Okay, let me just.
Greetings, folks.
No.
Yeah, there's Michelle.
Okay, I need to share it and then you can play on. Tell me if you can hear it.
Greetings, folks. Last night, the people of Ireland bore witness to something no civilised nation should ever accept. RTE Investigates exposed a horrific institutional and criminal abuse of the most vulnerable members of our society, elderly Irish citizens, many suffering from dementia, being neglected, manhandled and humiliated in so-called care facilities in Portlaoise and Dublin. These men and women under the Fair Deal scheme are paying 1,200 to 1,400 euros per week only to be treated worse than livestock, left in dirty nappies, no wipes, no dignity, no compassion, no justice. And what has been the response? Only an apology from Ireland, the owners of these facilities, a promise of a review, a media statement, and tick box and excuses. This, folks, is not an educational issue. This is not about improving standards. This is criminal. This is systematic abuse. And this deserves prosecution, not policy papers. Let me be very clear. What broadcast last night was shown on Putin is not neglect. It's criminal abuse, a breach of Irish and international human rights law. And those responsible, whether carers, managers, or profit-chasing owners, must face Garda investigations, HICWA regularity sanctions, and criminal prosecutions before the Irish courts. Not tomorrow, not after another review, no. People over profit. These owners of these nursing homes in one of the largest private care operators in Europe, allegedly profiting over 5 billion euros from facilities like these, while our elderly go unwashed and uncared for. This company grows rich on state supports and public silence. This is not just immoral. This is state-enabled exploitation. I speak now not only as an Irish citizen, but as someone who has been jailed by the Irish state for speaking the truth. 4 days in Limerick prison, stripped of my identity, given a number, prisoner 125204. And why? Because I told the truth. Because I refused to be silent. Yet those who abuse our elderly today walk free. This is not justice. This is not a republic. This is a national disgrace. I demand, and we must all demand now, 1, for immediate Gardaí criminal investigations into care staff, management and company executives involved. 2, a public inquiry into all private nursing homes in receipt of Fair Deal scheme funds. 3, permanent closure and state takeover of any facility found to have violated human rights. 4, protective oversight for whistleblowers and support for the families of affected residents. 5, a full criminal accountability framework for institutional abuse modelled on child protections. This is a call for action. We cannot let this be a passing news story. We must not let the elderly suffer in silence behind locked doors in the name of private profit. Let Ireland be a country that protects its vulnerable elderly, not punishes its truth tellers. Let those responsible face a courtroom, not another internal review. If we don't fight for our elderly, we will be next. And to every Irish citizen who still believes in justice, now is the time to speak. Because when the state protects abusers and punishes the braves, it is no longer a republic. It is time to take it back. We tomorrow will protest outside the gates of Croke Park at 9 a.m. to stop the GA from selling out the soul and the soil of our sacred grounds of Croke Park to Islamic EID religious festival event. The people of Saggart in Kildare are now speaking up through the voices of their horns in their cars. They will not be silenced into the destruction of their beautiful community by one of the most largest IPAS centres in City West at the moment, which I believe is also being used as a detention place to hold unvetted, undocumented male migrants. We, on Saturday at 2 p.m, will join the People's Republic in Grand Parade for a peaceful protest to stand up to this government. The tide is changing and people now are taking to the streets. They're taking to their cars. We must now get justice for our elderly in these nursing homes. And I will not stop until I get justice for the wrongs the state has done to me. I, Michelle Keane, am keen on our country, and let's make Éire great and safe again. Gora míle maith.
How are you faring? How's things, brother? You all right?
All right, Paolo. All right. Hello, everyone. All right.
I can see a flicker of gold in the background.
Somebody's asking
whichever way.
Somebody is asking which gate we'll be at. All of them. Every one of them. All the gates.
There better be enough people out here to cover all of them. Now, listen, what you said earlier on, I was just listening there. We monitored, we're all monitored, you know that, so there's going to be a police presence out here tomorrow. So I'm going out a bit early, Paolo, just to get the lay of the land and see what's what.
Yeah.
I don't know yet. God gave me a place there the other day, probably the best spot to go to, but hold on. I just don't want to say that myself till the morning. I think we better off just going out.
Don't say that until I meet you tomorrow. I'll meet you in the morning and we'll.
Yeah. I have to go out and we have to go out and meet one of the lads. He's meeting with the sound system out there and that. Have a great speaker there tomorrow about she knows all the ins and outs. She's very well versed on halal. Yeah, I have the sound system. Laurie's in there putting a playlist together. Songs and that, the whole lot. Yeah, so it's all good. Just a pet look. All I say is make sure your camera's on here tomorrow because I don't know what's going to happen here tomorrow as regards to police. Now make sure there's plenty of cameras out here tomorrow and they're on all the time. Because I have a feeling they're going to stop us. I have an idea. I think they're going to really try and stop us setting up anywhere here tomorrow.
Yeah,
so,
I've already said it. The kids can come and visit me in the Bridewell tomorrow evening.
Come here, Anthony. I'm in a WhatsApp group for all the Cork fucking headers, right? And I've been in it for the last few years since I started down there. Absolutely stars. But I just said to them earlier on as well, I'm going out to Crow Park in the morning. I might make fucking Cork on Saturday, you know what I mean? You don't know what's going to happen.
You could be at Mount Joy or somewhere, Ferg.
You just don't know, lads. You don't know what's going to happen in this Patriot game.
I know, Ferg, it'll be fine. I'd say Paul's good at picking locks.
No good picking locks at Mount Joy, mate. No way. No bail, just jail.
Yeah, exactly.
Right
exactly.
I'll give
the Underworld a call. You're on your way, Paul.
Look, it is what it is. I don't care what happens, lad. Just shout them up for what they are. If that's what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen. Yeah. If that's a path, if that's what the path God has us on, and that's what we have to face, so be it. I don't care. I don't give a fucking rat's what they do. Just shout them up. This is only going one way now, lads. And tell you here now, the amount of people, even I was talking to Gavin there today, right? And that interview we done outside that place, this is going on fucking years. Elders being abused, children being abused, fucking people are abused for fucking decades, lads. Decades, right? Like, look what they have preside over. Look at this fucking criminal cartel in the guise of a government. Look what they preside over. The country is in the fucking shit. And it's managed decline. It's managed decline. It's all on purpose, right? But they preside over rape children, missing children, dead children, trafficked children. Look at what they're doing to the elderly in nursing homes. You don't give a fucking rats. You don't care about us. And the sooner the better people fucking wise up to it and wake up to it and realise that these fucking bastards hate us. They absolutely hate us. They want us gone off this island. All right? Yeah. And the sooner the better everyone gets to fucking reach down there, lads, the ones that aren't out, and find your balls and get into this fucking fight, because we need us.
Do you like me halo?
Yeah, lovely,
Yeah, we need everyone in this
Like,
fight.
you see what I have to put up with?
yeah.
It's not
I
that
said,
fair.
you
It
see
can't be the
what I have
same.
to put up with?
It can't
I
be the
can't hear
same
you.
people every night. You know what I mean? It can't be the same people every time going down. We all travel. We
Yeah, I
all do
know, I
this.
know,
We
I
all
know.
do that.
I
People,
know.
you need to come out, lads and ladies, and it's all ladies nearly with us. You know what I mean? There's a few lads that have balls,
Yeah.
but listen, it's nearly all women, and it's women that are fighting for their kids and everything else. Whereas the men should be out doing this. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. Reach down,
Yeah, I know.
lads, grab your balls and take them back, and come in and meet us tomorrow, and we'll get rid of
Yeah.
these fucking animals. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
I was saying earlier on, Ferg, anyone got a phone number for a few farmers? You know, they could bring the pigs with them. I'd say the pigs would love to go out to the GA pitch and have an out wander around, eat a bit of grass, get a bit of fresh air. It should be great. No harm to the pigs, obviously.
Well, I just think it'd be terrible. I think it'd be absolutely terrible if someone had a drown there tomorrow with a pig's head and dropped it in the middle of that field and they're all playing. I think that'd be awful. I would hate to see that like that happening.
So would I.
Oh, but
So would I,
imagine the real pigs coming in for a wander around. That'd clear them out as well. You know, a few like maybe male boars or something like that. They'd be great and handy.
Yeah, they'd be outside with the pepper spray and the battens.
Yeah. Yeah. Well said.
Oh,
I
my
mean,
God.
you'll be the first two to fucking get it, Ferg. Don't you worry.
Oh, God. So, Ferg, I hear you're a mongrel.
What was that?
I said, I hear you're a mongrel, Ferg.
A mongrel?
Mm.
Oh, come here.
I
said this yesterday, right? Waiting to see that comment coming back to bite that little fucking lapdog in the ass. I'm telling you here now. Waiting to see that coming back to bite him in the ass.
Yeah.
Once they reach a certain percentage, they start demanding, and it's proved throughout the centuries. Look at all Muslim countries that weren't Muslim before. It is the same old story. It's called. Yeah, it's true. You know what I mean? It is true. But you look at the likes of Qatar and everything else, this Muslim Brotherhood, these have been outlawed as a terrorist organization. And your man El Dodri is going to be the darling of RTE there tomorrow. Like, you know, come on, like. These are a terrorist organization. They've been deemed a terrorist organization. So that's why the money was stopped going into the mosque. Because of that. You know what I mean? Like, do you think we're fucking stupid? Like, you know what I mean? Peppa Pig t-shirts. I think a real pig. You want a real pig on a spit. I haven't got any pigs. Will Helen McEntee do? Yeah, she will, yeah. Yeah.
What was there? Remember there was a video out and a man said that once they get to 30% of the population, that you're in serious trouble.
Yeah.
But look at all the illegal mosques everywhere, lads. They're popping up everywhere. And no one's doing nothing about it. There's going to come a time where there's going to be too many of these in this island. And, you know what I mean? You need to take a stand now. A stand has to be taken now, everyone. And it's the only way we're going to put an end to all this. Simple as that is by unity.
Yeah, I agree. Will it be live streamed? Yes. Yeah. I'm sure anyone who's there will be live streaming. Don't you worry.
Phil's going to be there tomorrow. Phil will be there tomorrow live streaming.
Deadly. Grand. So we'll all use Phil's stream there.
There'll be a few cameras there, but I'm gonna have a body cam on me tomorrow because even getting out of that car, you don't know what's gonna come on top. If they're gonna try, I think that's seriously gonna stop us. I think they're trying to stop us setting up out
there. No, man, it's crazy. It's gonna be epic. It's the Islamic blueprint from Muhammad's times to start out peacefully as they grow in strength, then quickly changes. Of course it does. That's exactly what they do, you know. My Irish red setter dog Einstein told me he's offended by being called a mongrel. Yeah.
Paul, I wait to see when we're getting a call there. I have to take it. I'll see you in the morning. Thanks a million.
See you
in the morning.
Hold on. We get slaughtered. How are you, Teresa? Night and God bless everyone. And I'll see you in the morning, yeah? There you go, Brad.
Good night.
Take it easy. How are you, Teresa? I'll drop Fergo. How are you, Teresa? Good to see you.
And how are you, Mar?
How are you, Emo? Yeah,
We have to
not
give a shout
all
out to the two mammies.
not just mosques. Look at how many Islamic culture centres we have, and Letterkenny getting one now. Fred, the mosques are popping up because our churches are losing what we used to be like. No one goes anymore. It's true. Yeah, it is true. Woof, woof. God bless Ferg, Melissa. God bless you. God bless you, Melissa. See you, Ferg. Make t-shirts. Yeah. Quran says all Muslims are called to jihad peacefully or violently. Yeah. Okay. I didn't play the Shin and Adina one. I'm gonna just play Shin and Adina from last night from Clonmel, right? Because we need to get Shin and Adina out there because people need to see what's going on. On patrol down here, Clonmel town. Everyone should be out patrolling the streets, protecting the towns and villages. Get out there, folks. Make a difference. Here in the market square in Clonmel, another derelict town just boarded up. This is crazy what's happening to our country. People need to stand up and do something about this. I mean, what's going on? I think this has all been bought by the same guy who owns Crown Paints. Look, where's the hustle and bustle in the town? Everything's boarded up everywhere. Absolutely crazy. This is Ireland, folks. 2020. Look, one hair salon open on the street. This isn't just Clonmel. This is every town in Ireland. This is happening. Shops are closed up. The shutters are down. People can't afford to live. Can't run shops with the rates, floods, everything that is. So it's not possible to make a profit. It's your big super chain. Yeah. I'm just going to give a shout out to Del G and his little granddaughter there. She will see this in a few years, knowing her granddad tried. Del G, you did try, mate, and I hope she does hear it in a few years' time because this is where the revolution starts. This is it. We're not here to take part. We're here to take over. End of story. So that's Del's granddaughter. So I hope she's all right. She'll probably watch it tomorrow. Never mind in a few years. Love to Aurora. If you walk about Clonmel 2 a.m. in the morning, you will see a lot of foreigners out. Yes, exactly, you will. But that street that they showed you there, that street that they showed you, we walked through that on Sunday. And Paul Collins, the man who was not in it to make money, bought that in 2012 for $928,000 or €1,000. A whole street in 2012. You know what I'm saying? That's all going to be iPass. That's going to be hustle and bustle. That's going to be iPass. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mrs. David, the Muslims are using Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig is accused to stop getting kicked out of the UK because their daughters watch Peppa Pig. Yeah, okay, I don't know about that. Sound, Paul. No problem, Del. You're more than welcome, mate. Why can't the rest of Irish see what's happening? Yet they'll sing the rebel songs in the pubs. It's sickening. Yeah, and Edmund said that to me today as well. Like, and she's right. You know what I mean? Nobody is like, we need to be getting out, guys. We really do need to be getting out. Hope
I know,
all
sure,
goes
can't be
well
on, can't be the same, like, you know, same ones over and over again.
Ban condoms and contraceptives for the Irish. Yeah, well, there's loads of kids when you had to buy them off the top shelf or buy them in England. So many towns with no-go areas and late night men out in bikes. Yes, Rape Alley, they're calling that one. 60 grand a year. Remember, the non-Irish get 60 grand a year to turn their business while the Irish get nothing. It's true. Yeah. And then I'm just going to share this here for a minute while I'm on that. This is the Islamic. Yeah. can see it there. Revenue. This is the Irish revenue. The term Islamic finance means any financing arrangement which are complicit with the principle of Sharia law. This law forbids the making or receiving interest repayments. Islamic finance arrangements will have a similar objective to other financial transactions, but are often structured in an alternative way regarding debt transactions. Yes. So they don't pay interest on the loans. Like, you know yourself, you buy a house over 30 years, you're probably 15 years paying off interest before you start paying off the actual mortgage itself. Like, you know what I mean? So it's disgraceful. It is disgraceful that the Irish, you know. Dahi's only in. Dahi, we're nearly finished. Fair play to you, Dahi. You can watch tomorrow, Dahi. That's no problem. But see how popular pro-pig consumers culture is on world scale by wearing pig t-shirts, etc. Plus show up all the Smeagol's Talimans in the doll. Yeah. Hey, Paul, I'm selling prayer mats. It's called Mats for Rats. Any chance of a plug? Jerome, yeah. If he's selling prayer mats for rats. Jerome is one of our own. I'd say you'll do them cheap, Jerome. What do you be, a tenner each? Yeah. A load of bleeding itching powder on them or something like that. Fair play to you. Melissa O'Neill, all an agenda for digital currency being launched in EU this October. Yes, it's happening. Yeah, we know it's happening. Yeah.
Full control.
Barbers and phone shops laundering money. Every one of these is a money laundering. That's what it is. Yeah. Stand on for the Charlie girls, lol. The Charlie girls. Okay, they're the girls I used to know in Good Time Charlies, or I don't know. Yeah, it's an absolute disgrace. Boom, boom. Yes, no interest. It's Islam law, which means they will own it quicker. Homes, they will own it quicker. Yeah, homes. One rule for them. Yes. Make t-shirts, signs saying make pig consumers cultural grades. Getting pig signs. Okay, they have a prayer room in their house. Don't pay tax. Yes. Do you remember all the John Pauls that appeared after Pope's visit in 79? Yes, I do remember. I know one or two of them. Yeah. What up, my fellow Irish mongrels? Yeah, I know. The Irish banks do halal mortgages, or do the Muslims finance their own? I think the Irish banks are doing it. This is it. It's the Irish banks that do it with them, in conjunction with them, with their Muslim Brotherhood and all of them nut jobs. Sharia law has been recognised in Era by Irish government since, I think, the early 2000s. Jesus, I didn't know that. I tell you who does a great thing on this as well, Noreen O'Shea. I must get in contact with her. She's very good at it. She's gone through all of this and done all the heavy lifting on it, you know. They don't realise how far got their feet under the Irish table. The traitor government have been writing them into Irish systems.
Teresa would know about that as well.
Yeah. No tooth fairy. It's beggars belief. What's on God's earth are immigrants doing at 4 a.m. in the morning? We all know what they're out for. A lone female.
Well, yes. They're not up for any good anyway, or they're not up to any good anyway.
Paul and Orla, great show as always. Thanks very much, Emer. Thank you. But
we'll see you on Saturday.
We will see you on Saturday. Okay.
For anyone who doesn't know, Emer is Martin's mother.
Yeah, I'm just going to finish up with this one here. This is from John McGurk on Virgin Media the other night when they were talking about Kulak and this, that, and the other, and he soon put them in his box. So let's see what he has to say.
What happened in Kulak and other places is we see the amplification of hate. We see these calls to violence, people turning up and really impacting in our communities. So we really need to be serious about reining in the power of social media companies, turning off the recommender system by default. That's something that our government really needs to act on, and act on quickly.
You're not talking about reining in the power of social media companies. You're talking about reining in the right of the public to see things you wouldn't like them to see. You're just framing it in a particular way. But in actual fact, what you're asking for is restrictions put on people's ability to engage with content that you personally disapprove of. And once again, we have a representative of a taxpayer-funded organisation funded by the government coming on to a television programme to tell the Irish public that she thinks they shouldn't be allowed to see things she disagrees with. That's the basic line. You use the word misinformation and disinformation.
And she shouldn't be entitled to that opinion?
She's entitled to the opinion, but it's important to clarify what the opinion is. And it's also important, by the way, which I don't think reporters ever do, to clarify that this is an organisation funded by the Irish state and the taxpayer and the very people watching this programme, coming on in the guise of left-wing nice campaigning organisation to push a government policy on people, which is we don't want you to see what we're seeing on government on social media. Now, the reality is you use the word misinformation and
John, do you think that the
doesn't
government tells the GAA what line to take? Or men's sheds organisations?
No,
These are NGOs funded by the government.
I think.
I mean, we'd be blue.
No, I don't think it
telling
has to. I don't think it has to. I don't think it has to. I think once you accept state funding, as by the way, this.
So when somebody is sharing a message that you are not supportive of, you want that to come with a disclaimer. Basically, you're giving out to a debt. What you want is the exact same thing.
I'm saying that once you start taking money from the government,
you're a hypocrite. It's the exact same.
Hold on a second. I don't take money from the government, but I want to be absolutely clear on this.
I think you don't want us to clarify. You don't want us every time the GAA, every time Jarlath Burns opens its mouth, you don't think that we should clarify that the GAA gets government funding because you don't have an issue with the message he is sharing. You have an issue with the message that Adele is sharing. Happy. So you wanted to come with a disclaimer.
I am perfectly happy, Kieran.
You are calling for the exact same thing she is.
Perfectly happy for you to give a disclaimer every time somebody receives taxpayer money. People should know where their money goes. I think everyone should learn that. And by the way, both the organisations you work for, including this one, are taxpayer funded. And I think when you start receiving money from the taxpayer, you become afraid that money might go away. You start minding what you say. You start being careful, if you are the GAA, for example, not to get too involved in community protests against immigration centres, in case people might speculate that the GAA is political in a way that the government never speculates the GAA is political when it's endorsing or being friendly towards political campaigns that it likes, like the same-sex marriage referendum. So I think government money does influence its recipients. I think if it was corporate money, if the GAA was taking massive amounts of corporate money, you would not be sitting here saying that there's no way it's influenced by it. Of course it is.
Massive amounts of corporate money. It takes way more corporate money than it takes government money.
And I'm saying that when we're having political discussions about immigration, and you've got an organisation on here that is funded by the taxpayer to advance a particular political point of view, you should be telling your viewers that there is not one single political organisation funded by the taxpayer to advance the other point of view. And this is having your thumb on the scale. And I also think, by the way, to come on a television programme and say that people should not be allowed to view what they don't like on social media.
Organisations take taxpayer money. You've just been on it and you've just offered the other point of view.
Good, and I'm glad to have been on here, but I think it's important that point of view is heard.
Doesn't slightly undermine your point, no?
No, it doesn't. I mean, if you don't think I should be on the show, Kieran, you should say that.
No, I absolutely am. Well, I welcome you on the show, John, as always. You know that. Matt.
They don't want him on the show. That's the problem here. You know what I mean? They don't want him on the show. You know what I mean? He turned around and told them as well on another one. That was very good, I have to say. But he did tell them on another one as well that Coolock, that it's okay that you tell the people at Coolock what to do and surrounding areas what to do, working class. But in D4, you haven't got that problem that you just bring out lawyers and solicitors and it all gets buried. You know, and that's exactly what happens. It's not coming into their areas. It's not going into, it's coming into Finglas, Ballymun, Darndale, Coolock, Rings End. That's where it's going. It's not going up to D4. You know what I mean? It's not. I just want to share this as well here just for a second because this was Shannon Adina last night with South Dublin Says No. I think they were all won last night. So let me just share this out. Someone just sent it in to me there. So listen, we give them all the publicity we can because they deserve it. Okay. This was the lads last night. South Dublin Says No. Shannon Adina.
I want a patrol there. Just down in Ballyferma. 7 of us. Sorry, 6 of us. I was patrolling. And the lads wanted to check this park, so we just come into the park there. Just starting now. Get out, get active, get back to me.
That was actually that was 2 was all I shown there. There's a load of them up there. I'll pull them up. We'll do a big one Sunday night. Excuse me, but that was Shannon Adina out with South Dublin Says No lads there last night. Great again, and thanks for mentioning my little one. God bless her. She is clever and knows Grandad is going to the big city, Cork, but I'll pick her up Sunday morning instead. Love to you all. Cheers, Del. We'll see you on Saturday, mate. Take care. Is that up by the Memorial Park? I don't know where it is in Ballyfermot, to be honest with you. I'm a Northsider, so yeah. D4 is getting enriched also. It's not iPad centres. They're getting Indians, Chinese. It's a class issue. It's the Calgary plan. Great white replacement. Tell the fucking truth. Okay, Paul, you tell the truth there. Well, if it is the great white replacement, well, I don't want it. Every house should have a few piglets. Yes. Great on you, lads. Keep it up. Thanks, Jake.
Thanks, Jake.
Well, Orla, I think we're finished. Are we, Orla? Or have you anything there you want me to go with, or did you send me on something?
Well, I sent over a good bit of stuff now, but it's 11 o'clock now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I think we'll call it a night, will we?
Yeah, I think so, because you know what? We've a long couple of days ahead of us, so.
Yeah, I think so as well. We're at the hitting 1200 anyway there, people.
Right,
fair play.
brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Fair play to everyone. Thank you very much. And listen, we're holding our own here. Like, we're getting 12. Like, with 14 the other night. How do you think?
Yeah, it's a midweek show.
Yeah, for the midweek show. And people, if you can get there tomorrow, please get there tomorrow.
Mm.
And
then we'll hopefully see a lot of people there on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of my halo now in a minute. I'm gonna change it now in a minute to me mate. There we are. Ooh. But just go through a few more comments there. Great show again, guys. See you, Cork. You will indeed.
Angie.
Thanks, Angie. Many thanks, guys.
Thank
Brilliant
you.
show, always very informative. Thanks to everyone. Thanks, Orla, Paul. Thank you. Great show, Orla. Keep Paul, keeping us informed. Yeah. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Orla. Catch up. Thanks, Paul, Orla. See you tomorrow, please. God. Tomorrow. You'll see us Saturday. Does anyone know here about the Gadget Man shop? Reason being, I bought a new phone off them and it wouldn't work properly, and they refused to refund me within 2 weeks. Chris Bourne, I don't know, Chris. The Gadget Man shop. Well, then, if anyone is buying that now, the Gadget Man shop, be careful. Don't be buying that now there. Thanks, good night, God bless you all on Saturday. All right, I'm going to drop you down then, and I will talk to you in 2 minutes. Night,
okay.
God bless.
Good night.
Now, there you go. Not here. It's where we need to be. We need to be down here, don't we? Yeah. I don't know why that's gone funny like that. Well, listen, thanks very much to everyone who tuned in tonight. And if you want, you can buy us a coffee on that one there. Buy us a coffee, buy Stripe, blah, 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 blah. You know yourself. As I said, we've hit 1200. Thank you to everyone who has commented, liked, and shared. Good night from Wicklow. Good night. Good night. And I'm just going to put this up as well. Follow us on X at Irish Column on X as well. Will you? We get the numbers up on X on the Irish Column as well, so we can go out live on that too. We've only a handful on it at the minute. So if anyone who's following us on X, if you can follow us at the Irish Column on X as well, that'd be much appreciated. You can also get involved with Shin and Adina at www.shinandadina.ie for the community groups and everything. The lads are doing great work. Fair play to everyone. And thank you very much. I'm just going to finish off. Night, Paul. Good night, Paul. Hope you enjoy your time in Cork. Please, God, so do I. Okay, people. As I say every other night, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose and it will defend itself. Good night and God bless.